everyone, so I just wanted to show you the size between the Scx24 and the Orlandoo Hunter. And you can see here they are quite a bit different. My deadbolt is actually lengthened a little bit, so not completely fair, but that shows you the size difference. And I have these servos here, you'll see why in a second. So that's that, and I want to show you what I got in the mail today. So first, it took about a month, but I won some parts from Trio, so I thought I'd show you those first. First, we have the knuckles for the Scx24. These are going to go on my C10, and I'll open them here in a second. And then we have the Trio shocks. These are going to go on my deadbolt. So let me get my knife and we'll open those real quick. I noticed they changed the decals too. Now they have a red one, which is pretty slick. So let's see if I can get these out of here. Definitely a tight fit. So, here's the shocks. You've got some stiffer springs up here, the mounting hardware. Here's what we really care about. So, there's the shock. It feels a little stiffer than stock, which is nice. It feels nice and smooth. I'll probably put some grease or something in it, and I'll crack it open and show you the inside. So as you can see, you can take the top off and you put a little grease inside. So I'll be doing that to these for sure. And we'll compare the current shock setup versus these once I get them installed. So next we'll take a look at the knuckles. What do you think of the red Trio? I think it all looks pretty good. So again, there's mounting hardware in there. You can see on the top. So here's the Trio knuckle. Sorry, the lighting isn't great. It looks like a great little piece of machining here. Brand name on the side. So yeah, let's move on to the next bag. So in this bag, we have the Hunter electronics for the Orlandoo. So let's first take a look at the motor. I like that they're in anti-static bags even though it's not needed. So here's a little gear reduction motor that goes in this thing. So that'll be nice. I'll get this installed. Next, we have the servo, and this is what I wanted to show you guys. This servo next to the Scx24 servo is pretty ridiculous. So you got the servo in there and these little tiny servo horns. Let's see what we're working with here. So here is the servo for the Orlandoo. Here is the stock Scx24 servo. And you all thought this was small. Now here's the Emax servo that was in Mrs. Rabbit's rig when it burnt out on the first run. Quite a bit of a difference there. So yeah, that's that. Let me put that in the box real quick. And then finally, we have the ESC. So the ESC came with these LEDs. I don't have the skill to solder that, so I probably won't use them. But here's the main thing. Here's a little tiny ESC board. Now this is 2S capable, so it might work in an Scx24. That might be an option. So I thought I'd show you that real quick, and then I'm gonna go install them all and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the parts installed on my Scx24s. I also got the electronics in this. As you can see, I put the Trial knuckles on my Trial axles, and they just look great. They go with it really well. I love that black on brass look. You can see their brand logo right here. So that went smooth, no problems there. And then I moved the HR knuckles over to my deadbolt, and there was an issue here. If you have these millstone wideners and the overweights especially, I had to actually file down that little spot between the knuckle and the weight there so that they'd go on there enough I could get the pins back in. So after I did that, it's all on here, everything spins free. I also put the Trial shocks on here, and so far they're great. I'll do a quick clip before and after the shock install. And I'll do the same thing with this one because it's pretty bouncy. I think I'm gonna put some grease in the shocks on this. It's like crazy bouncy. So yeah, let me show you what it looks like before and after shocks real quick. So as you can see, there's actually a bit of a difference there. I did put grease in these, of course. And I mean, that's pretty much it for this update. I'll see when I can get out and drive a few. I still need to get a battery for this, but I've been working on the course, adding some little lines here and there. It should be a real fun test once I can get this thing up and running. I did hook a 2S LiPo up to it. I know for a fact it'll work. It's just the battery's way too big for this thing. The Scx24 battery is just more weight than I'm willing to put on it. So you can see all the electronics in here. The wires don't look great, but I mean, not much I can do about that. The little servo was actually a tiny bit too small, so what I did is I put a screw on this side and then just filled it in with hot glue. Should be plenty to hold that little thing. Got my Fly Sky receiver in there, and it all just barely fits. The battery fits down in here. I just got to get one. At the moment, I don't have $15 or so to get the battery for it, so that's going to have to wait till I can. So yeah, that's it with this update. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you know when I upload. I'll talk to y'all later. TTFN, have a great one, and stay safe out there, everyone.